personally yours when I used to use her stuff. I bought all these signs. Remember? Over a year ago, I bought probably 200 signs from her. I bought them. They were not given to me. I bought them. So I've been trying to use up the signs that I got from her because I no longer use her stuff, buy her stuff. I'm trying to use up what I bought. And I've been doing all my giveaways with her signs. Alright, so this is our sign we're using today. It says, "Let it snow." It's very, very, very cute. You all know I love snowmen. So see the beautiful snowman. It's got the black and white plaid going around it. It's got a little bit of red. And you got your red and green and white in here. Your traditional Christmas colors. Really, really beautiful. Alright, we're going to put this to the side. Alright, we're going to start cutting our mesh. Today's mesh is I am going to be using some snowball mesh, some white. I have some black and white checkered. Alright. And I also have some red and white check. I'm going to trim that because it's leftover mesh. So anytime you have leftover mesh, just take your zip snip and just trim those edges. Alright, give it a nice clean edge. Alright, we're going to cut these at 15. Now, depending on how much you want to put of each color, we're using three different types of mesh. So, let me move this over. I don't like cutting right at the crease. Kind of messes up when I go to cut my mesh. So, I'm going to move it over just slightly. Do you guys hear that little buzzing that you used to hear, like the fan was on all the time? I think that stopped with the new camera. So, we did a test one on my profile, and from what I looked and saw, this camera definitely works better. I think that camera I had a flaw in it to begin with. Alright, so here we go. We're cutting at 10 by 15. I really do because we had issues a lot with it. Alright, I'm cutting 5 pieces at once. Alright, we got our snowball or snowdrift white. We got the black and white checkered, and we have the red and white check. 10 by 15 is what we're cutting them. And you can cut, if you want to cut it in 30 to cut your work down, you can. You can most certainly do that. But it depends on what design you're going to be doing your wreath with, right? Everyone's different. We all have our own. I do have ribbon for a bow tonight. Yay, we're doing bow. Awesome. Judy, I'm so proud of you. You did your first bow you ever made with the 4-in-1, and it looks beautiful. She did really good for her first bow. She did great. There you go. Nice and pretty. So what I want to do with the black and white check is I'm going to cut this a little more, and I'm going to go more. I have a little white left over from the other day. I still have some white. But we're not going to be using all that much. It's just more like filler, right? I want to get some more of the black and white check is what I want. There we go. Nice and pretty. Beautiful. See how pretty? It's gorgeous. Get the rocks at Dollar Tree. It really does help. There we go. So I have other white, so I'm not, this one right here, I ran out of the top one, but I have white already cut up that we're using. Alright. And I'm doing double red when I cut it, but we're not going to want at least 12 pieces, at least. I said we have 3 colors. There you go. You're going to see it doesn't take very long to cut it. Just the rest of this white. These are leftover rolls of white that I'm cutting up. There we go. I'm going to just cut a few more. Don't really need a lot of the red because it's cutting double red. Alright. I actually think I have enough of that. I just want to cut the black. So I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. 2 more. Do 18 with this. That'll be nice. Hey, Miss Beth. And now we're going to cut up the black and white. Alright, let's take this. Alright, so because I'm cutting it in 15, I'm going to go ahead and pull this all the way over. Right there to 30. We're going to go right here. 15. I do have to cut more of this. Remember, I cut double red, so we got more of that than we need. That I have just enough, so now I got to cut this one. A lot of times I like to buy the mesh in double. It makes it easier to cut it all with double rolls. But I only had 1 roll of the black and white check left. My last roll. There we go. So it's 10 by 15. And I think I'm going to cut 4 more, and I actually think that'll be plenty. Go. You definitely want to rock. See how that went? You want to rock. There you go. You might as well just cut it up because it looks like that's going to be it. There you go. Might as well just cut the rest of it up. Yeah. This is the end of the roll. Nice. There we go. Okay. With all this mesh, move this over. When you're doing your wreaths, you want to kind of put, so in front of me, there is a plastic, you know how you get the little floor mats? You can get the plastic ones. You take a big mat that's plastic underneath, in front of your table and behind it. And you just push your little particles, your little pieces of fabric. After you cut it over that, you take yourself a vacuum cleaner and you can suck it right up. Or you can take it and you can kind of twist the plastic mat and put all that little pieces of fabric into the garbage can. Or you can sweep it up. Alright? But you definitely want those. You know how restaurants, have you ever worked at a restaurant and have the little clear mats there? That's what you need. You can get them at Walmart. And you just dust off all your fabric on there. And then you can sweep it or vacuum it up and put it in the garbage. Otherwise, it's going to get hard to clean. Alright, so I have black, I have the red. Good thing to do with this is go ahead and pull them apart. Makes it a lot easier. Alright. It does. There we go. So all I'm doing is just taking this and separating the colors. There we go. Beautiful, right? Really pretty. It's going to be classy. Very, very classy. The camera, are you guys able to chat on here without losing your connection? Let me know, Janet, so when I call you, let me know if because maybe it was the camera that was cutting everybody off when you were trying to chat on there. Because honestly, they said we should have never, the camera shouldn't have died like that. And I've been having issues, but I thought it was just the internet. But let me know when I call you, Janet, and let me know if the new camera makes a big difference, if you're able to chat without losing your connection, because it might have been the camera itself that was going. All right, I got enough sorted here, and as I need it, I'll sort more. All right. Like this. Move this over. Pile of white, pile of the black and white, pile of the red and white. All right, we got a 14-inch reframe. Get our zip ties. I don't know where to put your zip ties. Over here. Where'd you get your zip ties, Barney? You're moving it around. There we go. There's my zip ties. Alright, so you have two options when you're cutting this. You can use your cable tie gun or your Fiskars, alright, for your zip ties. So this is what you need. It's 14-inch reframe from Dollar Tree. It's your phone tonight? Okay. Alright, I didn't know if it was that or not. Okay. So here we go. Here is our snowman. I'm going to put this at the top so I can see. You lost me 3 times. Aw. Yeah, because this is a brand new camera. Alright, so we're going to take, I want the black and white at the front, okay, to match the border of the sign. You have 2 choices. You can do side-by-side butterfly, which I actually like. So you take 1, take 2, gives you a butterfly, side-by-side butterfly. Right here would be the body of the butterfly, okay? Take it on bar 1. Nice and pretty. There we go. Nice and pretty, nice and full. Right? Very full. Don't worry about it flopping because as you layer it up, this makes it nice and secure. There we go. Let's work on the black and white first. Then we'll get to the other one. You can take your rock if you're not used to handling mesh and your hands don't got it yet. You can take your rock and hold it at the top. All right. So you can take it here, Ruffle it, thumbs together, fingers straight out. There you go. All right, if that helps you. I have been doing this for a while, no issues. All right, just make sure when you get to this part, it goes under. Side by side like a butterfly. There we go. One per section on bar 1. Twist it up. I have Chris turn on the fan in here. I forgot. There we go. Squish it over. Yeah, I'm hot. I'm hot. I'm hot. I'm hot. Let me tell my hubby to come turn on the fan for me. I am really hot. Hot, 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 hot. All done. All right. Fanter, fanter, fanter. Where are you, sweetheart? Chris, here we are. Turn the fan on, please. I said, please. Please, come turn the fan on. I'm sweating. There we go. There we go. Michael comes in. He goes, Mom, what'd you do to your hair? I said, nothing. We just did the roots. Oh, it looks really nice. You sure you didn't do anything else? Will you turn the fan on, please? Thank you. Did you check to see if you could hear really good on this, honey?
Yeah, it's better.
It's better than the last one, right?
Yeah, it sounds better. It's clear.
Okay, that's what I thought. Chris said it sounds much better and the picture's clearer on this, so this camera's much better. All right, so my son says, Mom, what'd you do to your hair? Did you dye it? I said, just the roots. He goes, no, 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 no. There's something different. I said, why? Is it bad? He goes, no, it's really pretty. I said, Michael, we just did the roots of my hair. I said, and I cut my bangs. I said, but I think that this time when I went to go wash it, I think the bleach, you know, because the bleach will lighten the rest of your hair too. I think it lifted the rest of my hair. He's like, no, no, it looks really good. I was just wondering. He's like, okay, well, thank you for the compliment. My son, he's just like, what did you do to your mom? What's different about you? What did you dye your hair? I said, Mike, it's not that big of a difference. It's just the roots. No, 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 it's a big difference, Mom. Okay. All right, hon. There we go. I said, I've been wearing my hair in ponytails for the past 3 weeks. I said, and you see me with no ponytail, my hair's down. So, he's like, nope, it's something different. I said, okay. Said it lightened up when I did it this time. I don't know. I was like, does it look bad? He goes, no, it looks pretty, Mom. I was like, all right. Cute. He's a sweetheart. There you go. And he found a house. Mikey found a house and it's right down the road from us. There you go. Literally right down the road. And it's a friend of my husband that he served in the military with. And and they're going to do for sale by owner. And they lowered the price because he knows Chris. They lowered the price, like a very substantial amount. Put it this way, they lowered it by $20,000. They lowered it for him. But they know that Michael's a single father, and everyone knows the baby. He's Angel Baby. Everybody knows him. So, you know, he's very lucky. Because he's not going to get that deal anywhere else. It's a beautiful house. Like I said, it's right down the road from us. It's in the same neighborhood. Literally 1 minute down the road. It's 1 minute down the road. That's it. Yep. So he's like, Mom, it's literally right here. I was like, okay. How close? He goes, you walk to the end of the road and there I am. I was like, oh. I was like, that's real close. He goes, yeah. So it works out because we take the baby and I homeschool him. So if he needs to spend the night at Grammy's house, he can spend the night here. And it'll make it easier for the school bus when he starts going back to regular school because it'd be the same bus stop. So it makes it a lot easier. So I was like, okay. All right, so we have 6 of these side by side like a butterfly. All right. We're going to take, let me see, hold on 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have extras, so I want to see how many I have. So I think I'm going to add just a little bit in there. But I want to see how many though. How many do I have left? That'll let me know if I'm going to do something different. I cut a lot of mesh tonight. More than it looks like. There's another piece. There we go. Yay! Alright, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, which is a small little one, which is fine. Actually, it's decent size. So what I'm going to do is we're doing something a little bit different. I'm going to take another side-by-side butterfly. We're going to do double side-by-side for a section, okay? Because I have enough. So it takes one whole roll of 10 inch, 10 yards. One whole roll cut at 15, all right? And we are going to add ruffles. I think it'll be pretty. So the border is going to be black and white. Check. There you go. And it's going to make it real nice and thick. Real beautiful. There you go. So in between, if you wanted to leave it without, you most certainly can. I'm going to make this real thick. Nice and beautiful. Push it over. Push this. Ooh, I could use this without it messing up. Yay, it is better. Awesome. I can use the zip tie gun without it messing with the sound and the picture. Awesome. Yay. So it was a camera. Major difference. We definitely needed the new camera. Major difference. That camera I had a lot of issues with. It doesn't surprise me that it broke. It really doesn't. So. And the stand that we got with the other camera fits this camera. So I was really happy with that. I wonder if the extended battery fits. I'll have to go look at it later. It might fit too. There we go. Alright. Look at that. I could use it. Awesome. And it doesn't mess up my feed. So it was the camera. Yay. Because I want to use this. There you go. We came up with the zip tie gun and Wreaths, and we came up with the zip snip and skill power cutter. I came up with that. And using the Fiskars. And I haven't been able to really show it because the camera would flick. It would mess with the audio. Now I can show it without a problem. Awesome. Yay. That's why we needed a new camera. It was going the whole time. I'm telling you. It was flawed. We had issues with it getting too hot, too. Alright, move this over. So all we're doing is we're going in there and we're adding 6 more. So you're going to have 2 per section. Side-by-side butterfly, all cut in 10 by 15. Alright. There we go. Side-by-side butterfly is one of my favorite techniques that I came up with. This is my technique I came up with 3 years ago. Here we go. Side-by-side, curly Q. Those are all mine that everyone keeps copying. There you go. They should at least say where they learn it from. There we go. One. Oh! Uh-oh. I am not climbing over the table. I'm going to have to get Chris to get it. Hold on. I have exactly enough to finish this, so I have to have it. I'll have him come over and get it. Chris, I need you again. I dropped my mesh. Please. You're here right now. Woman, you're driving me crazy. Hold on, let me tell him. Alright, Chris. Yeah, it has to be you because Chris is watching it. I'm watching it on my phone, and my son is on his phone. We haven't had any issues. Need you. It doesn't flicker. It doesn't flicker when I use the cable tie gun or anything. Please. And I said, please. There you go. Yep, so then I needed a new camera for a while. There you go. So it was a defective camera. I'm sorry, it dropped right there. Yeah. Did you hear me? What happened? You hurt your back?
You know, I got a limited time.
Huh?
I got a limited number of times for
what?
Getting up.
Here.
Good Lord, my back
What'd you
hurts.
do?
I don't know.
You want to use one of my lidocaine patches? Honey, it's just lidocaine. It'll help numb it.
Good.
Let me get some. I'm going to put it on your back when I'm done. He hurt his back. My husband hurt his back. We're getting old. Poor guy. He's been doing too much work outside. He built something with the guys. Their little hunting lease they do. Been out there doing a lot of stuff. Yard work, helping our neighbors. He hurt his back. He overdid it. And he refuses to get surgery. Remember, he just had surgery on his rotator cuff. He refuses to get surgery done. So. And he's anti-medicine too. I'm like, lidocaine isn't, it's just the patches. You can buy them at CVS. It'll help with the pain in his back. But nope. He won't even take that. The man won't even take aspirin. Are you kidding me? He won't take nothing. Yeah. Men are kind of stubborn like that. He deals with the pain. Alright, so here we go. I'm getting old. Older. Let me rephrase that. I'm getting older. Body starts to give out when we get older. See how pretty this is? Alright, so I have the... I love you, Miss Beth. I have the red and white, and I have some white. This is really pretty. I like it. Let's mix the red and white in it. Honey, why don't you let me put a...
I don't know what I did.
It's a lidocaine patch. It won't hurt you. You don't look all right.
Right.
He's in pain. Alrighty, so I'm going to take some white. Mr. Christopher's in a lot of pain right now. We're going to take our white first. So I want to see where I want to put the red at. Yeah. I feel like we're getting old. I know, we're not old. When I reach 80, then I can say I'm older. Your body starts to give out as we age. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so bar 4. We're going to add this white in. I wanted to put that red in, but I actually think I need to save that red because I think that I can highlight this with our ribbon. I think the red will be too much. So let's see what I come up with. I might put that red up for our my next tutorial. Use red and white check. That's what I think I'm going to do. Because we have the red. I have some red, white, green that I can put ribbon on here, and that'll pull all that out of there. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Change it up. There we go. So on bar 4, so we got bar 1 and bar 4. Now on bar 1, we did is 4 pieces because you're doing the side-by-side butterfly, okay? And then we did 2 bunches per section, right? So, and then we skipped bar 2 and 3 and went to bar 4. I actually think this is going to be really pretty and different if we leave the red out and just work on the white. I'm going to take the red and we're going to save the red and white. I have another snowman. And I'm going to mix that. I have another red, a different type of red to go with it. But I think we're going to save it. That is what I'm going to do. Okay. Let's go ahead and add the white of this. I honestly think that we're going to add highlights with our bow instead of with our ribbon and some ornaments, the red, and I think that will actually make it pop. There we go. Remember, these are 10 by 15, okay? There we go, nice and pretty. It's so pretty, 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 pretty. Gorgeous. Very beautiful. Somebody in this group hit report a post. Nobody else can even see in this group except for all of you. I don't know. I'm going to have to go look at it and see what happened. Maybe my husband accidentally hit it when he was trying to, I don't know. I'll look at it. Because there's only us in here. No one else can even see it, much less get in it. You can see I have a group, but you can't comment. You can't see what's going on in the group unless you're a member. I'll go look. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's really pretty, and it's going to be like a classy Christmas, snowman Christmas wreath. I really like it. Come on. Poor Christopher. He's in pain. He's grabbing his back, like grabbing it. And then his face is red, so you know he's in a lot of pain. Poor guy. Poor guy. I got some ice packs in the freezer, so I'll grab an ice pack to put on there too. Try and get this swelling down. I hope he does. Do you remember 2 years ago? Christmas is when he ended up in the hospital. That was 2 years ago. And took him 8 months before and then they released him. And he had gallbladder issues. And they wouldn't touch his gallbladder because they said that it was working at 65%. And they wouldn't touch it. He was in a lot of pain. And then he had to get an okay from the doctor to go back to the boat. And then what happened? They said, you are not going anywhere. You have to have surgery on your rotator cuff. It was because he asked them if he can get another shot because he was hurting so bad. They updated the MRI and they told him that there was nothing they could do except for surgery. So he went ahead and had surgery. It's been a year in October since he had rotator cuff surgery. Okay, there we go. I still have some white left. I'm going to actually save that and mix it with some other mesh I have. Oops, go in there. Alright, this is really pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and put my sign right here. Put it right here. I'm going to put the bow at the bottom. Alright, and I'm going to add, we'll see. I know it's definitely a bow. Alright, so you all know I'll be selling my own signs and making them. You know, we always talk about the metal hole punchers. I prefer that people get metal hole punchers and put their own holes in their sign because they're very small. Alright, they're super small. And it's not expensive for the little hole puncher. It's not at all. You can get them for $10 to $15. And I do have a link for them. And they are your metal hole punchers. And that's what you use on your signs to put on the wreaths. Alright. Hey, Mom. My mom's on. Hello. Okay, so we're going to do 4. So this is your 26 gauge wire. You need 4 of them. And I always cut mine a little bit too long, but better to be too long than too short. Alright, so you need 4. Kind of put them underneath that wreath so it kind of holds it down so I don't lose it. Alright, 3 and 4. Grab it. There we go. You can get your 26 gauge wire from Walmart. Alright, Amazon has it. I actually like this brand better than all the other ones, and this is the Floral Craft. Is it Floral Craft? Yeah, Flora Craft. Walmart sells it. It's reasonable. You can get it on Amazon. Dollar Tree will sell it, but it's smaller. This has 270 square feet. Dollar Tree's, I believe, is 100. Let me see. And it's the same exact. Oh, there's this Floral Garden at Dollar Tree. I use Floral Craft. It's from Walmart. And the ones from Dollar Tree have 100 square feet. Okay, make sure you get 26 gauge. All right, 26 gauge. Dollar Tree is 100 square feet. You get 270 square feet from Walmart. All right. I like Walmart's brand the best. I like this brand the best. Rephrase that. I like that brand the best. The other ones seem to be, they break easy when I go to pull on it. Alright. 26 gauge for signs. If you go up in the gauge, remember if you're going up to 28, it's actually getting smaller, not bigger. Alright. 26 is perfect. 28 is for jewelry. It's real thin. It's for jewelry. There we go. So all 4 corners. There we go. My new camera definitely is better. The sound's better. I'm not losing anything in the audio when I use the cable tie gun. It's perfect. So I'm actually happy with it. Wasn't happy we needed a new one, but there was flaws in the other camera. Now that I see how this one works, the other one definitely had a flaw in it. So this one I seem to have, the lighting's better, the sound's better. I'm not losing signal. It's not messing with my audio when I use the cable tie gun, so it's definitely much better. All right, depending on where you want to put your bow is where you put your sign. I'm putting the bow at the bottom here, right here at the bottom. So you can actually move this up a little bit, and that'll give you more room for the nice, pretty bow. All right, remember we only used 2 bar. This is a 2-bar reed. 2 bars with your mesh, bar 1 and bar 4. That's it. All you used. Use a whole roll of your 10 yards, 10 inches, black and white check. 1 whole roll. We cut it in 15 inches, so 10 by 15. All right. We used on the white, there's only 1 bunch per section. All right. This is 2 bunches per section. We used a whole roll of the black and white check. For the snowball mesh, we only used half a roll. All right, that's it. Half a roll. All right, you skipped bar 2 and bar 3. So bar 1 and bar 4 are the only 2 bars you use for this wreath. It's a 2-bar wreath. All right, let's make sure that this is where you want it before you tie it down. Really important. There we go. I'm going to tie this. I'm going on to bar, and I'll go over in just a second. Let me finish this. Bar 3 is where I'm tying this on at. All right, so this is a 6 by 12 sign. The sizes. This is a size that I will be selling in my shop. It's your 6 by 12. I have 8 by 10, 6 by 12. I have a few 8 by 8, just a few, not a lot, very few. And I have 10 by 10. So 10 by 10 should be here by Friday. I have plenty of 8 by 10s, and I have lots of 6 by 12s. 6 by 12 is the one that I use the most of. All right, that's what most people buy to put on their wreaths. It's a good size. I like the 8 by 10 as well. I also like the 10 by 10. This is your 6 by 12. It's perfect. And then when you go into the thicker signs, it's beautiful. So these are the sizes I use the most. I do not have any round ones yet. The only place I saw that actually sold the round ones they were that wood that people are using, the plywood. I don't use plywood. I use metal, all right, the sublimation metal. I saw a couple, so I'm looking for round and hearts, but I'll find them. Right now, we're going to work with what we have, and it's the sizes I know I use, so it'll be nice to have these sizes. 8 by 8 is a little bit too small. As you know, that's good for your grapevines, not for these. And I do use them. I use them in my grapevines. So 8 by 8 is your grapevines. 10 by 10 is your wreaths. 8 by 10 and 6 by 12. Then you have the 8-inch round. You have your 12-inch round or 10-inch round. And then you have your hearts and all the other stuff. So this is the size I have that we'll be making. All right, this is 6 by 12. I have 8 by 10, 10 by 10. I have a few 8 by 8. And then as I start selling, I will inquire more sizes. Okay, so this is what we have so far. This is a 2-bar wreath, everybody, and look how fast I did it. We cut all the mesh and we put this together. This is 1 roll of your 10-inch, so 10-inch, 1 roll cut into 15. All right, half a roll of your 10-inch cut into 15. All right, for this, so you need 12 pieces of your snowball mesh, your white snowball mesh, 12. All right, cut at 10 by 15, and you're going to need 24 pieces, 24 pieces of your black and white checkered, cut in 10 by 15. All right, we're going to go ahead and put this over to the side. This is a classy black and white. It's really classy and very beautiful. All right, we're going to use our 4-in-1 bow maker. Yay! This is my favorite bow maker, and the reason why, and we'll go over this. Most of you all know because Regina Sellers came out with the 4-in-1 almost 2 years ago. And I was one of the first ones to get one, and I came up with my own bows, so Carmen bows. Never done before. Now everybody's trying to make my bows. But my bows is what makes me famous. Even Regina calls, there's a bow I have that she has there. It's called Carmen's bow. So there is a Carmen's bow. All right, there we go. Move this over. Go over our ribbon. All right. So as you see, there's some red in our snowman. There's a little bit of green as well. Oh, yeah. Bow tie. All right. I have 2 different snowman ribbons, both of them from Craft Outlet. I have some white, Craft Outlet. I have some emerald green, Craft Outlet. Black and white checker, Craft Outlet. Let's see if I have enough. I do. I'm not going to use the Candy King. It doesn't match it. So I'm going to put that to the side. And I have some red and white raised wire. And I may use that and I may not, because I think I'm going to use it, but we may not use it. Not sure yet. So we're going to go ahead and move these over. We're going to start with our tails first. All right. So tail's end is what we call it. It's got a decent size at the bottom to lay this, but you don't want it too long, especially with the bow being on the bottom of the wreath. You don't need too long of your tails. So I usually do 20 inches, all right? So you can take it in through your dual rod, pull it out. You can measure it over, right? Measure 9 and 9 on both sides. I'm going to 10, so 20-inch tails. I'm going to go 1. And you can mix these up however you want. 2. Let's grab some color and add some color in here with it. Let's see. We got red already here, so let's grab our emerald green. Remember, this likes to pull on you. Pull it down. Measure it down, all right? I do have decor too, so there we go. Doesn't mean this is how I'm going to lay it when I do the base of it. I'm just looking at the colors right now. Let's take our checker. Make sure you fold this in. This is kind of thick to the bottom. Cut. Let's take some little red check. There we go. Let's take the white. Every one of these ribbons are from Craft Outlet. Every one of them. Hear the baby? He's laughing. Ah, I just heard him. I just heard the baby. He's up. My little guy's up. Sweet little man. Okay. Alright, so we're going to go on here and we're going to do the first ones. And like I said, you can do this any way you want. Let's use the red snowman. And you can add, if you want, the big ones I'll put at the bottom here. But the little ones I'm going to do something different with. Alright, so you're going to take this, I put a tail here to start. Twist this up. I like to move mine around on the spools. This gets all twisted. I like to have where I can control my ribbon. Alright, so that's the key. Control your ribbon. When I use the spool to hold it, it tangles up and knots on me, and I don't have that control. So I get aggravated. This way, I have my control. I'm able to control what I make and how I make it. So fold in half, down. Now the sign is 6, so it's not wide, it's tall. All right, so that being said, we do not want it too big. All right, because it's already going to be bigger than the width of the sign. So just 4.5 is good for me. All right, remember when you have the snowman and they're going to be upside down, you're going to take this just a hair longer and you're going to twist it. 1, 2, 3, twist up. That way your snowman are both facing up. All right, there you go. Twist up. You can stack your ribbon, no problem, and then you're going to pull your ribbon apart. That'll make it easier for you to see that it's the same size, okay? Twist over. Remember, this side you have to have just a hair longer because you're going to get it on here, and then you're going to twist it up. All right? There we go. Twist. Twist. Down. Just a hair bigger and twist. There we go. I'm going to twist this right here. We're going to do 3. Might knock that this down a little bit, but it's fun. Bottom up. Bottom. All right. Bottom. All right, we're going to take our white. I'm going to go ahead and take it, right, make it as long as the other one. And then the short ones, we're going to do something a little bit different. So twist. This is a side border, so you don't have to do that extra twist with this snowman ribbon. Meaning, I'll show you in just a second. Make sure you got that in there. Take it, fold. There we go. Okay, it's about 1 inch shorter. 1. Twist. You need to look at it. Just remember we're 4 3/4 here, okay? Almost 5.5. Take this. This is 4.5. It's 1 inch shorter. If you don't know it by sight, then you can measure it. That's what the measuring's for right here. That's what makes this a great machine. All right, so you can look and say, okay, she did it here. Here's my 4.5. Perfect, okay? And I looked under and I was able to measure it out. Use it. That's what it's there for. twist. To make it easier, if you're just starting to make bows, just put it right on top. Twist it. Make sure you get that twist in there. Okay, you gotta make sure it's twisted. Over. Just stack it on the one underneath. Twist. Let me see if I want to do 3 or 2. I think we're going to do, I think I'm going to do 3. Even though I think that 2 would be perfectly fine, I'm doing 3. So if you want to do 2, it's perfectly fine. It's not going to hurt it. Down. Finger, twist up, fold in, lay it on top of the one underneath, twist, and I'm going to twist it again, right, to the bottom. Bottom, up. Alright, so now decide on what colors you want next. If you're going to go the same exact colors as I put in the tails in that order, you can. You don't have to. I'm putting a little bit of green to make it pop, just a small amount. So we're going to go, I think I'm going to make, no, I think it's going to be the same size. I was going to do the curl, but I think it's fine doing everything the same size in our tail tonight. There we go. Make sure that's twisted there, okay? Everything's wired. Make sure you get wired ribbon. I only use wired. The other ribbon is, you're going to find you're going to get very upset. It does not hold its shape. Not like the wired. The wired ribbon, you can twist and it holds its shape. Non-wired is a little harder to work with. So always get your wired ribbon. So if it's ribbons on sale, make sure that it's wired, because I don't use anything but wired. And you'll see when you start messing with things that aren't wired, you're going to say, oh no, it doesn't stay. That's because there's no wire to twist it to stay. There's none. So if you're going to use non-wired ribbon, then use the Pro Bow Large Hand from Regina Sellers, because you're basically twisting it around your bars, and it holds it. This, absolutely, I use wired only. Alright? It's better quality too. I like the wires. There we go. Got 1, 2. Twist. Alright. This is 1.5 inch. And I like working with the 1.5 inch. You all know that. I love working with this. My favorite size ribbon. To me, it's just easier and it makes the bows look so pretty. Alright, usually at the bottom with the 2.5 inch, I usually only use 1, not 2, but we've been using 2 in a lot of our stuff lately. But normally, I just use 1. This is like the base of the bow. Normally, it's just 1. But today, and a couple other times, we've been using 2, which is fine. If you like the design on it and you think it's going to highlight your wreath, absolutely. So bottom, up, bottom, up. Alright. Spread it out, shape it. Don't fluff it until you get it taken, until you take it off. Alright. Alright, we're gonna take, I'm gonna take my black and white check. twist up. Pull this out. This is from Craft Outlet, and it is thick. I'm going to tell you, this one is really thick. I've used this 2 years in a row, this from Craft Outlet. On a lot of, all year long, I used the black and white buffalo check. All right, one, twist up. Pull down. Again, it's wired. All right, again, it's about 1 inch shorter. Twist up. Open this up. This is 1, 2, over, down. Make sure it's stacking. Finger, twist. Down. Beautiful. Alright, so let's see if we're going to do 2 or 3. I think I'm going to do 2. So go back up here. You're going to want to twist that and then pull it down. Alright. That's where I want it. Yes, that's where I want it. Are you happy with it, Carmen? I'm happy with it. There we go. There we go. Nice and pretty. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This is your 50 yards. Most of the 50 yards from Craft Outlet are $10.50. It is well worth spending $10.50 on 50 yards. When you're going to spend $5 for 10 yards, you're getting 5 rolls of ribbon for 10 bucks. So worth it. So worth it. Same thing with this. This is your raised wire that I use all year long. All year long. It's your 50 yards. Same thing. You either buy 10 yards at your $5-6 bucks or buy 50 yards at $10.75. Well worth it. That's 5 rolls of ribbon into one. And you're saving, you're saving like $15, $20 or more depending on what you're getting. So that's well worth it. So definitely if you're going to invest in ribbon, get the 50 yards. All right. Because I use these all year long. Winter, summer, every holiday. I use this ribbon every holiday, over and over again. And I like the solid colors because I can mix it with my prints. So prints is like the snowman. I can mix this with any print. All right. So here we go. We're going to go 1, about 1 inch shorter. 1. Make sure you got that twist, and this is thick. It's a lot of ribbon. Down. Move it down. There we go. And twist it. Make sure it's where I want it. It is. And this is more like a 1/2 inch, not 1 inch shorter. It's more like a 1/2 inch. All right. Twist. Put your finger there while you're twisting it. It'll help you hold it down. Over. Hold it down. Down. And twist. Pull it down. It's going to hold it down, okay? There we go. We got one more left, and then we'll be done. Probably I still have a couple decor pieces I want to put on. Alright, so one more ribbon. I'm going to use the white. I think I'm going to make this one a little bit shorter. Just one shorter, and it's going to curl over, and it's going to make it really pretty. It's going to highlight it. We're going to do just one on each side. Just one. Little itty bitty bow on each side. There we go. Got a 1/2 inch shorter. Take it and twist. we go. Finger down, glide it down. Nice and pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Hold it. Make sure you get that twist. Twist. Alright. Pull this down to this one right here and trim. There we go. There we go. Nice and pretty. Alright. Let me grab my zip tie so you all know that with the zip tie, when we put this together, where did I put my long zip ties? It's not it. Go to the other two. Oh, there it is. It's about to go. Oh no, where'd they go? Alright, these are 11 inches instead of 8-inch zip ties. This is for your bow. Thumb here. Pull your legs up with the whole bow. So you're going to move the ribbon lengths open. Right, open. Zip tie goes in between the two dill rods. Up. Pull this up. Flush it down. Make sure you have it. Now, remember that if this is twisted, it will not. Gotta go up again. It will not go over it. If you do not hear the zipper, that means that it's wrong. It's going to come apart. Right? And that means you have to keep trying. Push up. Alright, so the secret to this is everything is pre where I want it. So you do not want to pull this out while this is loose. Alright? Pretty much where I want it. Yep. Make sure in the center, it's down the center where the two rods press it. That's right down the middle of your bow. Pull it to the back. Pull it to the back. There we go. Right down the center, and you feel the groove. Get yourself a 26-inch gauge wire. Where are you? There we are. Cut. Make sure you have a decent length on it. And just like if you were to zipper your jeans, and I say this every time with all of you, push this down, put this behind, underneath your zip tie. Right here is where it's not going to zip over. So if you were zipping your pants, you don't want it underneath where the teeth is. You want it above it, all right? It's like if you get a piece of clothing stuck in your zipper. Not good. You don't want to jam this up. So I take it, make sure it's not where the zipper's going down. Alright? Now watch. As I pull up, the zipper's going this way. Alright? So the floral wire goes on the top of the zip tie, not where the teeth is at the bottom where you're pulling it. There we go. So pull your bow. Now, just start fluffing it. These particular ones, I do not use the fluff box. My bows, this particular bow and a fluff box, they don't like each other. I use my hands to fluff it. Alright, the fluff box I use with the Pro Bow large hand, not with this. Oh no, it'll ruin the bow. It'll jam up in the teeth and you will lose your whole bow, because I've done it several times and got upset too and told myself, why do I keep using it? So now I don't use it. Okay, so here we go. Shape it. Shape your bow. Do not be afraid to shape it or move it. Right? You can move your bow around. And it's going to flatten. It's going to get a new shape when you go and put it on your wreath. There we go. Take your legs. Your fingers. Like a pair of scissors. This is not a big bow. It may be big to you, but this is one of my smaller bows. Not at all. This is a smaller bow. But the sign is 6 inches at the bottom. So if the sign was 12 inches like side to side like a regular license plate, it would be totally different because I would have this a bigger bow. But because it's 6 inches, you'll see. You don't want the bow too fat because it'll take away from the sign. Alright? There you go. So what I mean by here's 6 inches. This is 12. So if the sign was this way, then I would have a bigger bow right here at the bottom. The sign is this way. There's only 6 inches there. So you have a smaller bow. Alright? Which is fine because it's still going to be beautiful. I still have to shape it once I get it where I want it. So right now we're going to tie it down. Now remember, you only used 2 bars. So I'm going to take this. Take your wire. Do not be afraid. Around the bar. Take it. And you're going to fluff it once you get this tied on. And that is bar, it's bar 3. Alright. You can go to bar 2 if you want. I'm going to move this more down so when I see that sign more. Remember, it's for a wire, so you can move it. I feel so bad for my husband. He hurt his back. I'm going to find the heating pad for him when I get off of here. Put on his back. He overdid it. He overdoes everything. Everybody calls my husband. Can you help me with this? Fix this. He put tile down for one guy. Did his whole living room. I'm like, Chris, honey, your body can't handle doing all this stuff. On top of us, everybody's pulling him in 100 directions. You know, they went and did some stuff on the land. They built this and built that. Helping, helping, helping. And he's hurting now. He's got to learn to say no. I can't do it right now. No, say no. Chris, can you help me with this? Yep, buddy, I'll be right over. He's got to learn to say no. No's not in his vocabulary. He's a nice person. Which is nothing wrong with it, but he's overdoing it. He's way overdoing stuff. His body's not cooperating with him. So he's got to learn. Beautiful. Beautiful. There you go. Nice and pretty. There you go. Alright. So this is what we got so far. We're going to go ahead and put some decor on this. Don't need a lot with this. I do not want it to be overly done. Alright, I'll put a couple. I think I might have some. Oh, I do. I have some green left too. Let's take a little bit of red. Take a little bit of emerald green. All I have is smaller ones. They just got to get in my bin. And there's no way I'm getting in that bin. I have tons in there. I need to go through it. There we go. That was some small ones. I have some bigger red ones too, but I think that would be cute. Let's do this. All right. Anytime we're going to do something like this, we're just adding a little color in it to pull out the bow and the sign. All right. Don't need a lot. Don't overdo something. You can ruin it. Too much can ruin it. There we go. Let's put some red. Try and take the little tops off of it. Red. There's some red. Beautiful. Take some green. And put some green here. Take it right here. See, I do want a little bit more green, maybe. Maybe not. Oh, that one broke. Nice, Carmen. See, or I can take some red. I think if I put too much on it, it's going to ruin it. It will ruin it. But I also think that's cute like that. I think too much is going to actually ruin it. Here, let's put this up so you can see it. And then I'm going to say a prayer. And then I'm going to go take care of my husband since he's in pain. See if I can talk him into at least putting lidocaine on his back to help him. He's holding his back. He's hurting. So, all right, here we go. All right, so this is simple.